the matter has surfaced at the regional heads of government taking place in Montego Bay, where crime is a menace to Caribbean countries. And it has surfaced. The Jamaican Prime Minister made it a centerpiece of his presentation at the opening on Sunday. And we're learning today on the front page of the Observer that the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, yes, number 11 Kevin, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, speaking on the sidelines of the summit yesterday, says CARICOM member states have much to learn from Jamaica in the fight against crime. Yeah, it's on the front page of the Observer this morning, where he says, learn from Jamaica. Gonzalez urges Caribbean to emulate use of advanced forensic scientific tools. Yes, this is what he said in part.
I saw the exhibition, right. and what you're doing some splendid work by the use of advanced modern technology in helping solve crime and to bring perpetrators to justice. And I think many things Jamaica are doing is an eye-opener, and several countries in the Caribbean can emulate them. We are using modern information technology and advanced forensic scientific tools, but Jamaica is ahead of all the rest in the Caribbean dealing with this, and we have to learn from Jamaica.
We have to learn from Jamaica. Jamaica is ahead of all of us. Yes? He said, we're using modern information technology and other advanced forensic scientific tools, but Jamaica is ahead of all of us. Yes? And that is due to the work of the government and people of Jamaica, in particular the security forces, supported by the Holness administration, that we are now being viewed as a poster child in the fight against crime, which is really a menace to several countries in the Caribbean. And that's good to know that we are leading in an area that can redound to the benefit of all our Caribbean brothers and sisters. Yesterday, we learned that murders continue to decline. Over last year, there's now a 41% decline in murders since the start of the year in Jamaica. The JCF, in its latest crime statistics, says 356 murders had been committed between January 1 and July 7 this year. And that's 247 less murders than the 603 recorded in the corresponding period last year. The St. Andrews South Police Division continues to be of serious concern. It leads the country's murder tally with 47. Well, listen to this. You remember St. James was once the murder capital of Jamaica? Well, that has flipped. The St. James Police Division has recorded the biggest drop in murders. According to the JCF, the division recorded only 30 murders compared to the 74 committed during the similar period last year. Yeah? So up to this time last year, 74 murders had been committed in St. James. That figure is now down to 30. That's a drop of almost 60%. 60%. Shootings also up to July 7 across the island have also seen a major decline. The JCF figures tell us shootings have declined by 33%, coming in at 370. Rapes are also down by more than double digits, 26%. However, the JCF says break-ins and robberies continue to increase. Yes, both rose by 23% in the case of break-ins and robberies by 11%. and that's up to July 7. Yeah. We are also reporting this morning that figures seen by us have so far let's get it right. The figures are suggesting that the JCF has seized so far 137 rifles in various operations across the island since the start of the year. This exceeds the 25 rifles seized in all of 2024. In fact, the data is showing that the rifle seized so far this year exceeds a combined annual seizures for the years 2022, 23, and 24. For 2022, 50 rifles were seized. In 2023, that number fell to 19, while in 2024, it rose to 25. The combined seizures for those 3 years are 94, 43 fewer than the number taken out of the hands of the criminals since January 1 this year. Overall, the police have seized 761 illegal guns so far this year. That's 338 more than the 438 guns seized all of 2024. Yeah? So, on that front as well, the police are making significant progress, which is now being recognized in the Caribbean. And Prime Ministers Ralph Gonsalves and, of course, Mayor Motley of Barbados are saying, we need to look at what Jamaica is doing. Yeah? Now, one of the murders that shook the country recently was that of Donnelly Donaldson. Well, the murder trial of her partner, who is accused of the murder, Constable Noel Maitland, resumed in the Supreme Court yesterday. This following an adjournment of a month. When the case was last heard on May 29, a senior crime scene examiner testified that he observed what appeared to be bloodstains inside Maitland's apartment. Yeah? He also noted markings on a wall and stains on a cream-colored cushion cover. On Monday, the same witness returned to the stand to continue giving his evidence in chief. In court, he was shown a sealed parcel containing a pair of brown drapes retrieved from Maitland's apartment, along with a sealed envelope containing the stained cushion cover. The examiner also previously collected a green and white synthetic motorized toothbrush from the home of Donnelly's mother, Sophia Lugg. That item too was shown in court, sealed in an envelope and displayed on screen as part of the proceedings. All the items were formally marked for identification. Maitland is facing charges in connection with the 2022 murder of his girlfriend, Donnelly Donaldson. He's also charged with the unlawful burial of her body. So far, 7 witnesses have testified in the trial, which began on May 13. It is set to resume this morning at 10. Yeah? All right. So that's where we're going to leave it, yeah, for the moment. I think we have a bit more from the heads of government conference taking place in Montego Bay, number 12, yeah. Prime Minister of Barbados, Mayor Motley, yeah, is supporting her Jamaican counterpart, Dr. Andrew Holness, in calling for a war on regional gangs. Yes, here's what Mayor Motley said.
And Dr. Holness made mention of a war on gangs. What says you on that topic?
We know, and I've said that throughout the entire region, we are facing serious problems. Different countries have different gradations of the same problem, but there is no country in the Caribbean that is exempt now from regrettably violence, and the violence becomes even more intense once people have access to guns. I've said over and over that it was gunpowder that allowed a smaller number of Europeans to take over the continent of Africa. So can you imagine what guns will do to this region if given the chance? And when guns are combined with corruption or illicit trade in drugs and substance abuse and all of the other things, and combined with our inability to deal with conflict resolution sufficiently. And then, as Prime Minister Holness said, there are now some instances in some countries where the transnational organized crime, when layered on top of that, can become literally a major problem for all of us, and is as important as any other issue that we face today.
Do we have the expertise, you believe?
I believe.
Prime Minister Mia Mottley, she said, part of the process includes modernizing the criminal justice system throughout the Caribbean.
Over the last year, we've had to put a number of measures in place. We've strengthened our legislation in criminal justice. The truth is that the Caribbean, for the most part, did not modernize its criminal justice system, and a lot of us have now been doing it over the course of the last few years. One of the major changes that we made in recent months, about late last year, was to take the bail provisions from the South African legislation, which tends to be far more granular than a lot of the other bail provisions that we had, and that looks at not just whether a person will abscond from the jurisdiction or even they themselves are threatened, but whether they constitute a threat to public safety and public order as well. And they set it out in very granular detail. We also would have introduced, pursuant to other things in the Needham's Point Declaration, the provision for judge alone trials, and the provision also for us to have plea bargaining in place, which is now there. You really can only get through your backlog in cases if you have a multiplicity of options and not just the determination that you're going to hear everything in court. When we came to office, we increased the number of criminal judges from 2 to 8. We also increased the number of prosecutors. In fact, we are virtually double the number of prosecutors available to us. We have taken decisions, for example, to be able to convert special constables who come in at a lower rank than constables. Once they have 3 years or more, we now converted them to police constables, and we are looking to be able to close the gap in the rest of the establishment. But like in most of these countries in the region, with declining populations, it is difficult for us to be able to find the requisite range of skills all within our country or within the region. And that's one of the things we're confronting. I think Prime Minister Holness made the point, and I spoke to it last night, that I hope we can settle the framework for the regional justice and security framework that will allow more of us to be sharing. When I was Attorney General, in fact, in this country, the Legal Affairs Committee established a virtual private network between all member states that allowed us to be able to share our legislation and our bills that we were drafting, so that we would offset the deficiency in the numbers of draftsmen by working together. Over the years, that system has dropped off. We're committed to putting it back in place because we recognize there's no sense each of us going off doing the same thing. And we're also prepared to share best practices in terms of our efforts for a safer society and to improve our criminal justice system.
Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados speaking at the Montego Bay Convention Center, the site of the 49th CARICOM Heads of Government Summit. And Prime Minister Mia Mottley and Prime Minister Andrew Holness themselves, both of them of the conference, the Jamaican Prime Minister and the Barbadian Prime Minister, yes, having a good time, yes, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, yeah, teaching her a thing or two, and I'm sure she's also teaching him a thing or two, yes, see the two of them there, dancing, yeah, we're going to keep that image up as we take a break, yeah, after the...
Good morning, Mr. Hughes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Are you okay? Are you all right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, boy, I tried to get you for so long.
Well, you have me now, so go ahead.
Yeah, I have a little problem here, Cliff Hughes. I'm alone, I live alone. And I'm sick, I'm diabetic, I'm glaucoma. Cliff from I build this little house. We don't have a washroom. And then I try to build a washroom from where there. And it just come upon me. I don't have no more money. I don't know if you can help me. None of you clear listener out there can help me or whatever. If you can click me on, I can show you outside when I finish, when I start.
When you say click you on, what do you mean?
Like, put up on the video that I can show you outside.
Oh. Where's the house?
Right in Trenchtown here. I don't help me say you.
Trenchtown in South St. Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So you need, tell me what you need again?
We need a washroom. My auntie start me. I help me with the but come like she not no more money and she don't know what to say to me. And time I call her and I get her again. You understand?
And when you say a washroom, you mean a bathroom or a
bathroom toilet, yeah, facility.
Oh, you don't have that?
Yeah.
So how you manage now?
I'm up on my sister bathroom I go use.
Oh. So you're
She live about 3 blocks from me.
Oh. So the block, you live in one of those apartment complexes or what?
No, me build a little board house. And then the part there, so now we need to go below the front part for the bathroom, much years now. And we just come, but sickness take me over, diabetic. And glaucoma, I can't hardly see right now.
Oh.
Yes.
So you're getting your medication for the diabetes?
Yeah, man.
Oh. What about the glaucoma?
Yeah, me get the medication same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have your NHF card?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you, Hyacinth?
64. November before me 65.
Oh, you're still a young woman, man. Yeah, 65. You're still a young woman.
Yeah.
So what happened to your family? Or where are the children? Or you don't have any children?
Yeah, I have children, but them pang. Yeah.
Pang, man, can I help you?
Can help me.
So you need some help in terms of building a bathroom.
Yeah, yes, Mr. You. Right now, the man will start. My 140,000.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
My PM 200. No, my PM 120,000. So my 130,000. 250,000 in charge me. Yeah.
Where have you sought to get help from so far? Where have you tried to get some help so far?
Me no try to get help now. Me only a beg like who me know. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, like who me know. Somebody give me 10,000 maybe and me give the man. Cause him come and him do work and me not have no money to give him. So me just give him the $10,000 maybe. I make me owe him now 130,000. So me get a little change, me put it in him hand.
So how long him working on the bathroom for you now?
Him been working from the 9th of May, June. Yeah, from May.
Yes. That's this year, the 9th of May this year.
Yeah.
All right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and see if we want to appeal to anyone listening who can give us some help for Hyacinth.
Yeah.
I see here, I'm getting a message. Oh, I see here someone sending me the name of the councillor for the Trenchtown division. Oh, that's in Mark Golding's constituency?
Yeah.
Oh, so the councillor, Sarah Marshall, yes? someone sending me that she can be asked as to what help can be given to Miss Hyacinth.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to share this number with you, Nora, and we ask a counselor to see if she can help you. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you do, don't hang up, Hyacinth. I want you to. Nora is going to take your name and number.
Okay.
Yes. So the counselor or anyone else who may be able to assist this lady. She's 64-year-old, diabetic, suffering from glaucoma, needs help to with a bathroom and toilet. Yeah, she lives in a. You say it's a board house you live in?
Yeah, the board house are rotten down. And then we start building the front part as the concrete structure.
Yes.
To get the bathroom out tight.
Oh. So we should, Nora, try to get her into the social housing program. Yes. You really need a stronger structure around you. So how you manage when it rains?
Boy, me stay in a little piece of board house and I use. And things like that. As I tell you, I offer my sister facility me use.
Yes. All right. Hold on for Miss Nora. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're going to try and see if we can get you into the social housing program. Yes. Because you're employed, ma'am?
No, please can't work. Me used to do like a selling, but from the sick and me get weak and them like weird them, go back to country, go do nothing again.
What you used to sell?
We used to sell like Ray and second-hand clothes, yeah.
Oh, and second-hand clothes. What you call Ray?
I used to call Ray, the second-hand clothes.
Second-hand, I see. All right. Hold on for Miss Nora. Yeah, we're going to try and get some help for you. You say you're in Trenchtown. Yeah?
Yes, it's me.
All right. Hold on. So, Nora, I sent you the counselor's number, and thanks to the listener who sent me the counselor's number. Yeah, thank you so much. We're going to ask, and we're going to call the counselor and suggest that she go find Miss Hyacinth. Yeah, we're going to get Miss Hyacinth's contact where she is and ask the counselor to give her some help. It seems like she would be a perfect candidate for the government's social housing program. Yeah? All right. 18 minutes going up to 11. Papa Nana, good morning.
Working views. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Minister of Health, God bless you, master. You are here for a purpose.
Oh?
God is good and God is great. I'm glad that you didn't be a racist announcer. You are in the right place.
From me tell you about that, you don't forget it, eh?
Me not give it up. Me not give up. You are here for a purpose.
Oh, dear.
Don't you believe so, too?
I think so.
Yes.
And
Yes.
What better satisfaction do you get when you help people? Yeah?
Yes. And let me tell you something. I don't know if it's because of your success why everybody wants to know Miss Freeman, but we have some Freeman in where I live here,
Yes.
And then now they are trying to force me because I tell them that I want it was to adopt you and you refuse it flatly. So they are saying whenever me talk to you, must let them know. Your mother know that they have some Freeman in Scottsboro.
Okay. Well, I have a message for you from Mummy.
Yes.
I was on the phone with her this weekend, and she mentioned you. Yes? She mentioned Papa Nana. Yes?
Yes.
So whenever she comes to Jamaica,
Yes.
I have to do her a favor.
Yes.
Wherever you are, I have to find you and take you to see her, to meet
And
her.
I know that you're an obedient son. And you.
I am. Yes, and anything my 83-year-old mother wishes, I try to provide her. Yes?
Mr. Youth,
Yes?
the only problem that I'm going to have, if you tell me that she's going to come tomorrow Wednesday, I'm not going to sleep on Tuesday night.
Why would you
Believe
not
me.
sleep?
Believe me.
No, man.
That is the only problem I'm going to have.
No, man. You go sleep, man. It will be a very good meeting with her. She says, Papa Nana, I need to meet him, Cliff. And she
Thank
calls me
God.
Clifton. She said, I need to meet him, Clifton, or Mr. Hughes. I have to meet him. You know how many people tell me, them hear Papa Nana? Yeah?
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Big
man.
me up.
And I don't know hungry mouth me have neither. Me can't me have other purpose, you know? You go on, man. Me know. Me know, man. Anyway, me don't want people come kill me because them every time me talk, they beg me hard enough to talk to you like because they want a chance. Listen to me now.
Uh-huh.
I am wondering, Mr. Hughes, I know you soon get fed up on this argument, you know, but I am wondering if the PNP is here with them out there. Because, let's face it, Mr. Hughes, I can't believe not in this world or the world to come. Could somebody decided that you would give up a bus system for a transport that is more detrimental to the safety of people? Where did you get that from?
It don't make no
And
sense.
you know what is my greatest problem, Mr. Hughes?
Yeah.
I am hoping and praying to Almighty God that they don't get anybody to sabotage the system. Because, Mr. Hughes, what is going on here with the present opposition? Jesus Christ afraid. I am afraid. I am asking the good Lord to help us. Because, Mr. Hughes, we get people to mash up it, you know.
No, they couldn't be that wicked.
Jesus Christ.
They
Mr.
cannot
Hughes,
be
I'm
that
telling
wicked.
You, that's why I tell you, say, you know, you have too much confidence. Mr.
You think they would be? You think they would go that far?
Mr. Hughes, then we go further than that. Let me explain something to you and tell you. If Mr. Holness preach and tell us that God is coming, tomorrow morning, Nathan Campbell say, he come already. And the other Eli now, that is Mark Golden, is going to say, in put it up in Abada come. That is how it reach. Right? One going to say, in come already, and the other one going to say, in Abada come. Me, I tell you, Mr. Hughes, it is bad. The situation bad out there with the opposition, you know. It seems to me like they would do anything at all to get power. I am telling you, and I warn you, I tell you, I don't know if you had remember, I told you that I want you to get a lot of rest because you have to go be a referee. I don't know if you remember me telling you.
Yes, yes.
And if you notice what I am telling you, Mr. Hughes, that's why they try to keep the people them. It's on the 4 criteria you have to meet, you know, when you want to join the PNP. You must be able to bad mind. You must be able to tell lies. You must love freeness mentality, right? And the other one, you must not be able to read and write properly. I am telling you, Mr. Hughes, those are the 4 criteria. No, look at it and say it's like me telling. Look at those people in the meeting. They don't have nothing to do with school.
Of course.
Eh?
Of course. What do you put them?
You don't want to enjoy this stupidness that Mark Golden and Nathan Campbell tell you. And them are, yeah, Almighty God, them Mr. You have such a faith in the Jamaican people.
Yeah.
You tell me if it's not getting from bad to worse. It's the worst I have ever seen it since this opposition leader was installed. It's the worst. And them not take bus. They will never take bus in Jamaica. And you're going to tell me now, where you think the mother them did their jump over? They want the money if you go fix up them fingernail and buy the horse here, them when they put off for a horse steal them and sell we out here. You ever see a white man in and no black man here?
No.
Answer me no, Mr. Hughes.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yes. But we buy it so that they want the money to do. My God, when we go clinic for us, we have to try our best and from where the school people them is just to get a seed. And when they come, Mr. You then double them up in the trunk and you hear they say couple up.
Oh,
when
Lord.
the profit them come up, I tell you they have to stand up good before they can walk.
Yes.
Or they pack them. And you tell me that man means Jamaica well? You think he would have liked to see him picking them in a car trunk?
No.
He would never. And Jamaica people don't understand. Almighty God. What is wrong with us? You tell me that you mean we well and you love us. And you are going to tell me, say, you have probably put me in a car trunk instead of bus system. Eh?
No make no sense. It don't make no sense at
It
all.
don't make no sense, Mr. User. Tell me that you like that's why they don't like people who can read and write. They don't like it. And the next thing, sir, I'm begging you, please, can you, when you have the time, tell me how much percentage of the Americans that cannot afford basic health, and how much of them is living below the poverty line? Please, Mr. Hughes, I'm asking you.
In America?
Yes, in America.
Oh. Well, I'd have to check that in. I don't have
Yes,
those numbers on
yes,
the top
sir.
of my head.
And God bless you, Mr. Hughes, and a warning to Jamaican people. Please, don't tell Mr. Holness or at night belly full. I am pleading to the Jamaican people. Please, do not tell Mr. Holness or at night belly full.
All right, sir.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you. Well, just before we go to the break, I can tell my listeners, yes, my YouTubers, yes, wonderful people. We're getting help from Miss Hyacinth in Trenchtown. Yes. I've got a listener. A listener said to me, listen, man, I am going to help Miss Hyacinth with a brand new toilet and vanity. Yes. We have his contact details. We're going to be in touch with your dean to make the contact with Miss Hyacinth. And I gather the Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Desmond McKenzie, has reached out as well to assist Miss Hyacinth in Trenchtown. Thank you very much, Minister. Yes, he's another one who is always responsive, yeah, and he has indicated that he will be reaching out and to assist Miss Hyacinth. All right? That made my day. Yeah? That makes my day. The fact that we can impact positively a life. Yeah? Thank you, Minister. Thank you, Dean. Time for the break. We're going to be joining a live media briefing, a media conference by the Ministry of Transport. It is going to be led by the Minister of Transport, Daryl Vaz, and we gather it's about the raging debate over the rural school bus system that has come under attack from the opposition. Mr. Vaz will be hosting the media briefing this morning, yes. And I gather the PNP spokesman on transport, Michael Phillips, has issued a statement reaffirming or affirming the PNP's support for a rural bus system. Yes, Mr. Phillips, I've not had a chance to read it yet. That says he affirms, the headline says they affirm their support for PNP affirms support for rural bus transport system. All right, so that story developing and gathering legs. Who do we have now? Kenyatta, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes. How are you?
I'm fine. Mm-hmm. And you?
I'm not bad, not bad at all.
Okay.
I'm calling you because I was listening to the program and I heard this Hyacinth situation in Trenchtown, right? I am from Trenchtown. I grew up in Trenchtown until I was the age of 17. I migrated, but I'm back in the community very often. As a matter of fact, I just came back last Wednesday. And, a lot of people don't understand the dynamics that is being played out in the community. So it's a community of two halves, right? There is the section from 7th Street all the way to 14th Street that is affectionately called Jungle, which is Arnett Garden. And then from 7th Street south to Spanish Town Road, it's the second half of the community, affectionately called Rima, right? One Trenchtown. And what's going on in the community is that we have a serious conundrum, right, with both political parties. And this has plagued that section of the community that Ms. Hyacinth is from for the past 40 years.
Which section is she from?
She's from the section, the southern part of the community. So So the part that is called Rima, from 7th Street
Uh-huh.
to College Smith Drive, from 7th Street to Spanish Town Road to the south.
But did she tell
Then-
us? Did she tell us where she's from? Huh? Oh, you know her, Kenyatta?
Yes.
Oh, you
yes.
know her. Okay, because
Yes.
I don't recall her telling me where in Trenchtown she
Right.
is.
So
Okay.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So
By the way,
The-
is this Kenyatta the attorney?
no.
Oh, okay.
He was my neighbor actually. His father was one of my teachers. Was one of my mentors in the community. Irvin, man like Dirt Power. He's a very good man. He passed away.
Oh,
I
so
started to
Kenyatta
Paul,
was
actually Kenyatta.
Kenyatta Paul, the attorney, also grew up in Trenchtown?
Yes. Well, Rosetown, but
Rosetown.
he went to right at the border between Trenchtown and Rosetown.
Interesting that the two of you were named Kenyatta.
Well, so I got my name from my uncle, who's a Rastafarian,
Okay.
and then Kenyatta's father,
Uh-huh.
who was a Pan-Africanist
Ah,
in the pure sense,
yes,
and he gave him that name.
yes. And you were named
Yes.
after, the great Jomo Kenyatta
Yes, Jomo Kenyatta
of
yes,
Kenya.
the first democratically elected
Yes,
president of Kenya.
yes. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I was born the year he died.
Okay.
That's how I ended up with the name.
Okay. Good.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the situation in the community, and this is something that I wanted to call you about since last week.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a conundrum,
Yes.
both of the political parties.
Yes.
Because what you find is that when the PNP is in power, those of us who are on the Rima side of the community is considered labor rights, and vice versa. When the JLP is in power, we are considered labor rights, PNP. So we don't get that level of support in the community that we ought to get from both sides, right? The infrastructure in the communities is deplorable, and that's putting it lightly, right? You have a set of house from 1st Street all the way to 7th Street between West Road and College Drive. Those houses were built in the 1930s for the soldiers who were returning from World War I, right? And that's almost 100 years. No infrastructure improvement. None at all. You still have people who don't have the proper facilities that is conducive to proper living. So toiletry, none of that. Proper shower, nothing of that sort. You still have people defecating in bags.
In the corporate
burning
area
it
of
up.
Jamaica.
In Trenchtown.
The corporate area of Jamaica. The capital.
In Trenchtown.
Yes.
In South St. Andrew.
Yes.
Where the member of parliament is the opposition leader.
It has been a
Right.
constituency with several leading political figures in Jamaica. The previous
Yes, it
MP
has.
was the Minister of Finance, Dr. Omar Davis.
Yes.
Before Omar
Yes.
Davis, there was Bobby Jones. Bobby, was it Hartley Jones? Bobby, he was a big man in the PNP. Yeah.
Right.
So it's an area
And
that
then
has
there was
been.
Tony Spalding.
And then there was Tony Spalding, the famous housing
And-
minister
and-
from the 70s.
And Mr. Wintel Hill as well.
Wilton Hill.
Where the build,
Yes.
Right, where Rima,
Yes.
where the area that is called Rima, it's actually 5 buildings that is called Wilton Gardens.
Right.
Yes. So from that time, we have been underserved. We have been neglected, right? And even currently with the present leader of the present member of parliament of the constituency, they don't pay attention to that section of the community. Stand for guard, right? Because it's like we're a bastard child. As I said to you before, when each party is in power, we're either Labour Right or PNP, so we don't get no form of support, right? I'm 46 years old, and there's a street called West Road in the community that runs from 14th Street all the way to Spanish Town Road. And for my entire life, the sewer has been running consistently. Nothing has happened. Right? As I told you.
But tell me something. Tell me something.
Yes.
Because Rima, doesn't that section of the community is a loyal JLP voting area?
That used to be the case.
Used to be.
That used to
While
be the case.
Trenchtown, the other side of it, Trenchtown was a loyal PNP, and if I may use the term, garrison.
Well, it is a garrison community. But when you say Trenchtown, the entire area from Spanish Town Road.
I get you. It's not all Trenchtown because
right. It's to 14th Street. It's considered Trenchtown. But within Trenchtown, you have the communities, the smaller satellite communities.
So let me ask, since the JLP has been in power, you're still, the people of that section of Trenchtown known as Rima are still viewed as PNP?
Of course. And I beg anyone to tell me something different, because you see it play out. You see it play out on a daily basis. And then vice versa.
So therefore you're an orphan. You don't have no parents.
Pretty much. No parent. And it has affected my generation, the generation before me, right? And I'm telling you, if that doesn't change, it will also affect the generation that will come after me. Well, it is, right? And it has to stop. Trenchtown is the most storied community in Jamaica.
It's the most what?
The most storied and the most historical community in Jamaica.
It has quite a history.
Pretty
rich cultural history. Has produced several prominent Jamaicans. Yes.
The national anthem was written on the grounds of Boys Town, which is in the community.
By the late
great national anthem was
by the late great Sherlock.
Yes.
Yes. Hugh Sherlock.
Right in that office. Right. And I remember him saying that at 11 years old, the first time I learned that. Sir Florizel Glasspool came to visit us. And I was one of the kids that they considered to be one of the more, I don't like to use the word smart, but one of the more
I understand.
decent student.
You're trying to be humble, but it is a fact. You are a smart boy. They recognize that. It is a fact of life. So what do you do now, sir?
Well, I live in New York City. I'm a senior project manager for the city of New York.
Big work.
I wouldn't go that far.
Huh?
I know, say I give me a trouble now, because I don't like talking about that, because the people who know me, but
senior project manager for the city of New York, the world's most powerful city, the Department of Housing, is big work. Big work.
It pays the bills.
It does more than that. Yeah, but by the way, you're telling me you're watching. Have they started the media briefing yet? No. All right. So as soon as they're ready, we will join the feed.
Yeah. But if they use the bigger point I want to make.
All right. Tell me that after the break. Tell me that after the break. Good.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright.
And she was explaining to us her dad's social living conditions, and Kenyatta heard her call and has reached out to us. He grew up in that part of Trenchtown, and he's been sharing with us. Kenyatta?
Yes. Right.
Yeah,
so
pick it up.
As I was saying, is that we need help. We need help in that section of the community, right? There's a lot more Miss Hyacinths down there, right? A lot more people who are really indigent, who are really suffering. And the basic amenities that is conducive to proper living, they don't have it there. And that has been for 40 years. Right? And it's disheartening when you go back in the community and you see that there's no improvements for the last 30 years. Right? And you're helpless. And then that helplessness leads to hopelessness for the people, because you see it on their faces when you go there.
Yeah.
And you can't do nothing about it. And then the powers that be, who has the capabilities to do so, they're not doing nothing. Right? And it cannot continue like that. Because I heard you asking Miss Hyacinth suggesting that she need like one of those indigent houses. But where she's going to put it? When you traverse through those roads and streets and lanes and the yards, there's no yard anymore, because everyone is cramming for this scarce resources of land. So in the backyard, where our kitchen used to be, it's now an apartment, right? And the people are living on top of each other, literally on top of each other. You can enter a yard at one end and you won't come out of it. You don't have to touch the street again until you reach another block or two. That's how tight it is. Right? So the only thing that is going to breed is more criminals, more young girls having unwanted kids. Right? And that has plagued the community for years. So the social decay from the 70s has continued. And it's not just that section. There's also the
Kenyatta, I'm going to ask you to call us back, because they're now ready for us from the Ministry of Transport. And they've started with the Director of Safety in Schools, Richard Troop. Is it Richard Troop? Yes.
As a ministry, we have been very involved in the process of coordination. And I can report that since June, we had 7 virtual sensitization sessions with key stakeholder groups, 258 schools. And the stakeholders from these 258 schools would have recommended 100 major corridors to be impacted by the program. Major corridors because these were major spaces, major areas where a significant number of students will travel on to get to and from schools. How did we identify the 258 schools? We identified all high schools in rural parishes first, and then
well, the internet feed is freezing up, yes, as Mr. Troop, the Director of Safety in Schools in the Ministry of Education, is addressing that media conference at the Ministry of Transport being hosted by the Minister, Daryl Vaz. Of course, it has to do, it's back. Okay, yeah. So I hope the feed will improve, yeah. Let's go to the break and come back.